Hello students, I, Mrs. Madhvi Matre, welcome you all in the next lecture of Mathematics 1. I hope you all are doing well at home. All of you please take care of yourself. Use mask and also maintain social distancing if you are going out of the house. Okay? We are studying chapter number 1, linear equations in two variables, and in that we have come to an end of the topic or the chapter, and the last topic is application of simultaneous equation. That means we are solving the word problems based on this. The last exercise 1.5, practice set 1.5, from that the last question is remaining. So let us discuss that last question. Question number 6 from practice set 1.5. This is an important question. Mark it as an important question for 4 marks. Out of 1900 kilometers or 1900 kilometers, Vishal traveled some distance by bus and some by aeroplane. Bus travels with average speed 60 kilometers per hour and the average speed of aeroplane is 700 kilometers per hour. It takes 5 hours to complete the journey. Find the distance Vishal traveled by bus. Okay, so here now you can understand that we have the words like speed, distance and time. See here 5 hours means time is given, and here we have to find distance. So this problem is based on speed, distance and time. And as soon as you see such problem, you have to recall the formula for distance. Distance is equal to speed into time, or you can say time is equal to distance upon speed, but that formula we need to use here. Now how to solve it? You will find here that the time is given. It takes 5 hours to complete the journey. It is given that. That means here time is given. So the formula for time we are going to use here. Okay. So the formula for time is distance upon speed. Okay, that is very clear. So now let us see how to solve it. Okay, and also I have told you that there are two conditions always. So here total distance is given 1900 kilometers, and from that some distance he has traveled by bus and some by aeroplane. And also we have to find out the distance traveled by bus only. But for this distance traveled by bus, we will take x as a variable. That means x kilometers is the distance traveled by the bus and y kilometers is the distance traveled by aeroplane. So this total distance 1900 kilometers is going to be the first condition for us. Okay, as I have told you that you need to find those two conditions to frame two equations. So this is our first condition here, or the first condition you can find here in this statement. Then the speed is given. Speed of the bus and speed of the aeroplane is given. That means these are known to us. And then you will find out the next statement. It takes 5 hours to complete the journey. So this is second condition. Okay, by using this statement, you are going to frame the second equation. Okay, so make it clear in your mind that what you are going to do here. Speed is given, that means speed is not going to be unknown. Whatever we want to find, that we have to take as unknown. Distance traveled by bus, but here two distances are there, so one you are going to take as x and other you are going to take as y. So it is very clear. You read the question once. If you don't understand, read it again and then decide what you should do. Okay, so now what we are going to do here is we are going to take in the distance traveled by bus as x kilometers and the distance traveled by aeroplane as y kilometers. Okay, so let us write down the first statement, that let the distance traveled by bus be x kilometers and the distance traveled by aeroplane be y kilometers. Okay. Now see, total distance is how much? 1900 kilometers. That means distance traveled by bus plus distance traveled by aeroplane is 1900 kilometers. So we can say that x plus y is 1900. So framing equation 1 is very easy. Only thing is that you should write it properly. Okay. So here according to first condition, what we can write down is x plus y is 1900 or 1900. Number these as equation 1. Okay. Now they are provided us with the speed. So that speed you can write down that the speed of the bus is 60 kilometers per hour and average speed of aeroplane is 700 kilometers per hour. And here 5 hours are taken to complete the journey. That means second condition, second equation we have to write by using the formula time is equal to distance upon speed. Okay, so let us write down that time is equal to distance upon speed. Okay, so distance traveled by bus is x and speed is 60. So time taken by bus is x upon 60 and time taken by aeroplane is y upon 700, because you know that time is equal to distance upon speed and together the time taken is 5 hours. That means we have to add those two times. So what we can write down according to the second condition, that x upon 60 plus y upon 700 is equal to 5 because the journey was completed in 5 hours. Okay. So write down according to the second condition. See, x upon 60 plus y upon 700 is equal to 5. Now see here fractions, you can see the denominators which we don't want. Okay, we have to eliminate these both the numbers. So in that case, you have to multiply this equation on both the sides by LCM of these two numbers. Okay, so find the LCM, least common multiple of these two numbers. As I have told you repeatedly, whenever you want to find LCM, you think of a bigger number, 700. Is 700 divisible by 60? No. The next multiple of 700 is 1400. Is it divisible by 60? No. Next multiple is 2100. And if you divide, you will find that 2100 is divisible by 60. So therefore, we can say that 2100 is the LCM of 60 and 700. Okay, so we are going to write down here, multiplying both the sides of the equation by 2100. That is LCM of 60 and 700. Or simply you can write down LCM of 60 and 700 is 2100. Therefore, multiplying both the sides of the equation by 2100. Okay. So here everywhere you are going to multiply by 2100. Here also, and here also. So when you multiply, you will get a new equation like 35x plus 3y is equal to 10,500. Number this as 2. How we got it here? 2100 you are multiplying here. So 0, 0 will get cut and 2010 if you divide by 6 you will get 35. Then here you will multiply by 2100, two zeros will get cancelled and 7 threes are 21. So you got 3 here. And here 2100 multiplied by 5, the answer is 10,500. Okay, so you got two equations. First equation was what? X plus y is equal to 1900. And this equation is 35x plus 3y is equal to 10,500. Okay, so that is why I am telling you that you write in notebook so that the whole solution will be in front of you. Now there we have y and here we have 3y. There we have x and here we have 35x. We need to equate any one coefficient. So 35 is very big. Instead we will equate the coefficient of y. So let us multiply equation 1 by 3 so that we can get 3y. Okay. So multiplying equation 1 by 3. When we multiply the equation x plus y is equal to 1900. We are going to get 3x plus 3y is equal to 5700. Okay, equation number 3. Now you can observe here you have plus 3y, here you have plus 3y. The signs are same. That means you have to go for subtraction. Okay. So subtracting this equation, while subtracting, take care that here big number is there, so that will come up. So how we are going to write? Subtracting equation 3 from equation 2. Okay, that means 2 will appear up and 3 will appear down like this. And then in between minus sign, which shows that you are subtracting. Now whenever we subtract, you know that we are going to change signs of each and every term of second equation. So this plus 3x will become minus. Here also plus will become minus, and here also plus will become minus. So don't forget to change those signs. Now you can get the answer. 35x minus 3x. We are going to get 32x here. This is going to get cancelled. Y will be eliminated. And here 10,500 minus 5,700, you are going to get 4,800. Okay, so what we got? 32x is equal to 4,800. Now to find x, let us divide 4,800 by 32. Okay, so when you divide 4,800 by 32, you are going to get x is equal to 150. Okay, we got value of x as 150. Now there is no need to find value of y, that means the distance traveled by aeroplane. Please see the question carefully. They have asked only about the distance traveled by bus. They have not asked us about the distance traveled by aeroplane. So there is no need to substitute this x anywhere and to find the value of y. Here only our question ends, and you can write down the answer, that therefore Vishal traveled 150 kilometers by bus. Okay. So unnecessarily don't find y because it is not asked to us. I hope you must have understood this question and you have written the solution. As I have said, this is an important question. So all of you try to understand it. Okay, so with this we have completed all the practice sets. Means here the concepts which are included in chapter number 1 are completed. They are done. Now we are going towards problem set. You know that every chapter is having problem set where you have all mixed questions based on all the exercises or all the practice sets. Okay. So let us move towards problem set 1. Okay, so in problem set what you will find is the first question is always MCQs, multiple choice questions. I have discussed the board paper pattern with you, and in that you have seen that question number 1A is MCQ question. Okay, so and the heading will be what? Choose correct alternative for each of the following questions. Here when I discussed the paper pattern, I told you that here writing answer or solving is not expected from you. Only thing is that you have to write down the question number, sub question number, and in front of that you have to write down the correct alphabet. Okay, you have to write down the correct alphabet. That means A, B, C, D. Writing answer is not allowed. But if you are writing answer and you are not writing alphabet, then you are going to get 0 marks. Writing alphabet is compulsory here. If you don't solve it, doesn't matter. If you don't write the answer, doesn't matter. You have to write down the alphabet of that correct option. That means your answer should be always in the form of A, B, C, D in round brackets. Brackets also are expected from you. Okay. So let us see the first one from this. To draw a graph of 4x plus 5y is equal to 19, find y when x is equal to 1. Okay, that means the equation is provided to you and one variable is known. So if you put value of x here, then you are going to get value of y. Okay, if you cannot do it orally, you have to solve it actually. Okay, you can solve it like this. See, replace x by 1 as I have done. 4 into 1 plus 5y is 19. So 4 into 1 is 4 And when you shift it to the right hand side, then 19 minus 4, that will give you 15. So what we got? 5y is equal to 15. And therefore y is equal to 3. Okay. So from this, you can write down the correct option as B. This is your correct option. Okay. So while writing, what you will write? Question number 1, sub question number 1, and inside the bracket you are going to write the answer as B. Okay. So I hope you must have understood this, that how to find it. If you can do it orally, then well and good. You can do orally and you can write down the answer. Otherwise, you solve it in the rough work or on the right hand side of your paper, and then you can write down the correct answer. Okay. Let us go further towards the second question here. For simultaneous equations in variables x and y, dx is equal to 49, dy is equal to minus 63, and d is equal to 7, then what is x, they have asked. Okay. So you have to find out what is the value of x. So when you see these letters dx, dy and d, immediately you will come to know that this question is based on the Cramer's rule. And then recall Cramer's rule, that we are finding three determinants d, dx and dy, and then we apply Cramer's rule, that x is equal to dx by d and y is equal to dy by d. Okay, so here we are going to use Cramer's rule. So what we can say here, by Cramer's rule, x is equal to dx by d. That means 49 divided by 7. So your answer is what? 7. So the correct option is A. Okay, you can write down that the correct option is A here. Okay, so this is it is possible for you to solve it orally because it is very easy. Dx upon d 7, but still I have given the solution. If you want, you can write down that justification there, that how we got the answer here. Okay, let us go further. Third one, find the value of determinant, and here the rows are 5 and 3 and minus 7 and minus 4. You know that to solve the determinants, we are going for cross multiplication always. So what we are going to do here, 5 into minus 4, then minus sign by default, and 3 into minus 7. I told you that always keep practice of writing these two multiplications in bracket. Okay. So 5 into minus 4 is minus 20. And here you can see minus sign outside and inside one more minus sign. So minus into minus is going to give you plus. So minus 20 plus 21. Your answer is what? D. So the correct option here is D, which you can highlight or you can mark. Okay. So here the correct option is D. So this way you can solve in your rough book and you can get the correct answer. And if you can do orally, then you can do orally also. Let us go towards the fourth MCQ. To solve x plus y is equal to 3 and 3x minus 2y minus 4 is equal to 0, by determinant method find D. So again it is on determinant method, that means Cramer's rule here, and you have to find out D. So you need to write down determinant D. And for writing determinant D, you know that the equations you need to write down in the form of ax plus by is equal to c. So this is in the same form. Here you can shift this minus 4 this side, it will become plus. But for writing D, we want the coefficients of x and y to be written. Okay. So how we are going to write D here? See, from the first equation, here the coefficient is 1 and here the coefficient is 1. So they will appear as first row here, 1 and 1. And from second one, the coefficient of x is 3 and coefficient of y is minus 2. So that will appear as second row. Okay. Then you have to again go for cross multiplication. 1 into minus 2 minus 1 into 3. So your answer is what? Minus 2 minus 3, that is minus 5. So your correct option is C. Okay, this way you are going to find out the answers and you are going to mark the correct answer. You are going to write down the correct answer as alphabet C. Okay. So as I have said, if it is possible for you to do orally, then do. Otherwise solve, because always solving is better. It is going to give you the accurate answer. You are not going to make any mistake and you are going to get the correct answer. Okay. Let us go towards the next one now. Fifth one. Ax plus by is equal to c and mx plus ny is equal to d and an is not equal to mn, then these simultaneous equations have. So this is little bit different question, but again it is based on Cramer's rule. If you can recall Cramer's rule, when I taught you Cramer's rule, that time we have discussed one condition, that whenever we find the determinants, their d cannot be 0. And I told that if d is 0, then the equation is not having one common solution or unique solution. That was the condition. So here if you observe A, N and B, M, see A, N and B, M. So that is the value of determinant D actually. If you write down determinant D, you are going to write it like this. See, the coefficients from here are A and B. So written here as in the first row, and from here M and N written in the second row. So if you cross multiply, value of D is AN minus BM. But they have provided here AN is not equal to BM. So if AN is not equal to BM, it indicates that D is not equal to 0. Because if it is equal, then AN minus BM will become 0. Which is not possible in case of Cramer's rule or whenever we want to find out the common solution. So here, when it is given that AN is not equal to BM, it indicates that value of D is not equal to 0. And therefore, we can say that these equations have only one common solution. So this is your correct answer. Option A is your correct answer, because when we say that AN is not equal to BM, then it indicates that D is not equal to 0. And therefore, these two equations have a unique solution or one common solution. Okay, all of you please write down this justification because it is little bit different. Okay. So write down the justification so that you can understand it better, that why A is the correct option. Let us go further. Question number 2 now. Complete the following table to draw the graph of 2x minus 6y is equal to 3. Okay, so this is based on graphical method. Now, see, graphical method I taught you long back. If you can't recall it, you see that video again. All of you know that all the videos are available on the YouTube. If you have subscribed the channel of our school, that is NGV and Standard 10 channel, if you are subscribed, you will find that all the videos are there. And if you have forgotten this method, you can go and again watch that video so that you can understand that how to solve the sums graphically or how to solve the simultaneous equations graphically. Now this is activity based question, and here you have to write down the correct answers in the empty boxes. So the equations provided, 2x minus 6y is equal to 3. So see, in the first case value of x is given, so put that value here and find value of y, and that you write down here, and then down you can write down the ordered pair. In the second case value of y is given, so put that value here and find value of x, that you write down here, and then you write down the ordered pair. Okay, so it is very easy. You have to substitute those values. That means substitute the value of one variable and you can get the answer of another variable. Okay, so you are going to solve it as homework. Okay, now let us go towards next question. Question number 3. Solve the following simultaneous equations graphically. Just now I told you that we have discussed this method already, and if you have any problem regarding this, you can go and watch that video and then you can solve them graphically. Okay, that means you take one equation, prepare the table of ordered pair, that means values of x, y, then plot those points on the coordinate system, draw the line, write down the equation of that line at one arrow end, then take second equation, prepare the table, plot the points, draw the line, write the equation, and then you will find that these two lines are intersecting in one point, and that point of intersection is the solution of these two equations. Okay, so this already we have seen. So this question also you are going to solve by yourself. You are going to do it as homework. And in graphical method, don't forget to write down scale on the graph paper. 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit on both the axes. Now the sum of graphical method, it appears for 3 marks or for 4 marks. Generally it appears for 3 marks. It is time consuming. So I will advise you that if you have the options there, if you know the other questions, then you can avoid this question because it is time consuming. Okay, you need to draw a table, you need to find those ordered pairs, then plot the points, then line. Okay, so it is time consuming. If you know the other answers, then you certainly go for that and try to avoid this, or you can keep it as an option if you have the other choices. Got it? But please do practice it. Sometimes if you get the difficult questions and if you don't know how to solve them, then you have to go for graph method. So you have to prepare for this. Next question. Question number 4. Find the values of each of the following determinants. This is very easy. Just now in MCQ we have seen how to solve the determinant. You know that we are going to go for cross multiplication and in between minus sign. So this is very simple question. So this question also you can solve as homework. Okay. So from problem set, generally I am going to discuss the different questions. The like questions from practice set. Always keep the habit that as soon as the practice set gets over, you go to problem set and try to solve the like sums or similar problems. Okay. Let us go further. Question number 5. Solve the following equations by Cramer's method. An important method, a compulsory question for 3 marks in examination. And again, this method is also discussed by me. We have solved so many examples from this. As I have said, if you have problem, you can go to that video of Cramer's rule and you can see how to solve it. But many of you must be knowing this method very well because it is not that difficult. So again, this question also you are going to solve by yourself. See here, some questions are different, but you can go for cross multiplication here and you can find out the equation. Still, if you have any doubt, then you can ask me. Okay. So you are going to do it as homework because we have already discussed it. Now, let us go further. Question number 6. Solve the following simultaneous equation, which is based on the equation reducible to the form of simultaneous equation. That means the equations provided are not simultaneous linear equations in the present form. Okay, linear equations, they have degree 1, but here what we can find is the variables are present in denominators. So the degree is not 1. So they are not linear equations. But we can convert them to linear equations by doing substitution. Like here 1 upon x we can take it as m and 1 upon y we can take it as n, and then you are going to get a simple equation or you are going to get a linear equation. Similarly here also you will get a linear equation and you can solve it. So you can reduce it to the form of simultaneous equation. Similarly here you will find that here you have 2x plus 1, here you have 2x plus 1. Here also you have y plus 2 and here you have y plus 2. So here 1 upon 2x plus 1 you can take as m and 1 upon y plus 2 you can take it as m and you will get the simple equations and then you can solve it. Okay. So these two sums you can solve by yourself. But question number 3 is different. Okay, so in next lecture, I am going to solve question number 3 for you. Okay, so till that, you try to solve these sums which are given as homework. That will give you the better practice of all the methods that we have studied in this chapter. Okay. So students, today I am stopping here. Thank you, students.